You are a shapeshifter, a chameleon, a fraud in a human suit. You walk into a room and you immediately start scanning. Who's here? What are they like? What version of me do I need to be right now? And then you twist yourself, contort yourself, shrink yourself just to fit inside someone else's comfort zone. You change your opinions, you change your voice, you change your entire personality for a room full of people who will forget your name the second they walk out the door. And you call that living? That is survival. That is a hostage negotiating with his own identity every single day. Let me paint the picture right now. Someone cracks a joke that isn't funny, and I mean it's genuinely, painfully not funny. And what do? You laugh. You throw your head back and you perform this fake laugh like you're auditioning for a Netflix special you were never invited to. Someone asks for your opinion, and deep in your gut you know what you think, and you look them in the eye and you say whatever you believe they want to hear. Someone asks you to stay late, to give up your weekend, to betray your own schedule and your own peace, and you smile and you say, yeah, of course, no problem at all. No problem. No problem? Brother, you are exhausted. You are running on empty because you have been spending your life's energy, your most precious, non-renewable resource, buying cheap validation from people who aren't even offering a fair price. And here is the part that is going to sting. Being a people pleaser does not make you a good person. I know that's what you've been telling yourself. I'm just kind, I'm just considerate, I just care about others. No, stop it. What you are is a manipulator, a sophisticated, socially acceptable manipulator. Because every time you lie about your opinion, every time you fake a smile, every time you say yes when your soul is screaming no, you are engineering a false image of yourself specifically to control how other people perceive you. You are deceiving every single person you interact with, and you are deceiving yourself most of all. The nice guy act isn't generosity, it's a transaction. You give fake agreement, and you expect to receive safety, approval, and love in return. That's not kindness, that's cowardice dressed up in a people-pleaser's costume. And the most brutal part? It doesn't even work. They don't actually like you because they have never met you. Over 2,000 years ago, a man who was born into slavery, a man who had every reason to bend, to break, to collapse under the weight of other people's power over him, looked the world dead in the eye and said something that should be tattooed on the inside of every weak man's mind. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Read that again. A slave, a man who owned nothing, controlled nothing, whose very body belonged to someone else. That man had more psychological freedom than you do right now, sitting there terrified that someone might leave your text unread. He understood something that the modern man has completely forgotten. Your reputation inside another person's skull is none of your business. It is not your property, it is not your responsibility, and it is absolutely, categorically not worth your peace. Let me ask you something, and I want you to really sit with this. You are scared, genuinely, physically scared, that someone might be mad at you. That's it. That's the monster under your bed, someone's displeasure. Marcus Aurelius ruled the most powerful empire on earth and had millions of people who despised him, plotted against him, wrote vicious things about him. And he woke up every morning, put on his armor, and led. Julius Caesar had enemies so intense they literally stabbed him to death, and he spent his entire career not caring about their opinions until that final moment. And you with your Wi-Fi connection and your comfortable life, you are losing sleep because someone didn't respond to your message with enough enthusiasm? Here is the Stoic truth that will either liberate you or terrify you, depending on how ready you are to hear it. You have zero control over another person's brain. Zero. None. Not a single neuron in their head is under your jurisdiction. You cannot make someone like you. You cannot make someone respect you. You cannot make someone think well of you. not through compliance, not through sacrifice, not through twisting yourself into whatever shape you think they want. All you can do by people-pleasing is guarantee that the version of you they form an opinion about is fake. So you are not even winning their approval for the real you. You are winning approval for a character you invented. And every minute you spend inside your own head, running their imaginary commentary on loop, replaying their possible reactions, rehearsing apologies for things you haven't even done yet, every single one of those minutes is rent. You are renting out the penthouse suite of your mind, your most valuable real estate, to someone who didn't ask to move in, doesn't pay a dime, and doesn't even know they're living there. That is not caution, that is not empathy. Grittiness, in the Stoic tradition, is the one thing you cannot afford to be comfortable with.
All right, we are done diagnosing. We are done talking about what's broken. Right now, not next week, not after you think about it, not after you ease into it gradually. Right now, you are going to start taking your backbone back. And it starts with the most powerful two-letter word in the English language: no. Not, no, I'm so sorry, I really wish I could. It's just that things have been really crazy and I feel terrible about this, and maybe next time I absolutely will. Stop. Stop the performance. Stop the apology tour. Nobody who genuinely respects you needs a 5-paragraph essay explaining why you can't make it to their event. Here is your new vocabulary. Write it down if you have to. No, I can't make it. Full stop. No, I don't agree with that. Full stop. No, that doesn't work for me. Full stop. That's it. No explanation, no suffering face, no anxious follow-up text an hour later asking if they're okay. Because here is what nobody tells the people-pleaser, and this is the thing that should make you furious at every person who told you that being agreeable was a virtue. The moment you stop seeking validation, people actually start respecting you. Not liking you more, respecting you. There's a fundamental difference, and most men never learn it. People can like a dog. They can like a dog because a dog is friendly and eager and always happy to see them. But they don't take the dog seriously. They don't consult the dog. They don't look at the dog and think, this is someone whose opinion matters. The men in history who commanded rooms, who built empires, who changed the direction of civilization, they were not universally liked. They were respected, sometimes feared, often challenged, but they were never, ever people-pleasers. Because you cannot lead from a position of desperation. You cannot inspire from a posture of need. Wolves don't respect sheep, they eat them. And every time you abandon your own position to keep the peace, every time you laugh at the joke that insults you, every time you say yes to protect someone else's comfort at the expense of your own integrity, you are putting on the wool. You are making yourself prey. And the people around you, even if they can't articulate it, even if they would never say it out loud, they feel it. They feel your desperation, and desperation is repulsive. Not because people are cruel, but because human beings are wired to follow strength and flee weakness. So be the man whose no means something. Be the man whose yes is actually valuable, because it isn't automatic, because it isn't guaranteed, because it was earned. Be the man who can sit in the discomfort of someone's disapproval and feel it and survive it and stand unchanged on the other side of it. Because that man, that calm, unshakable, unmanipulatable man, is the man people actually want in their corner. He is the man people actually love, not because he performed love, but because he was real enough to deserve it. If you are willing to be disliked, you are truly free. Subscribe and start building that man today.